I don't want to say goodbye to my friends, but I have to. Becky had still not woken up, and Melodia was willing to meet us at Ravine Cottage to see what she could do to try to wake her up. I will see you again soon, okay? I say as I hug Jacob, Virginia, and Minnie in turn. Write to me. You don't have to write every day, but write to me often, okay? It'll be just like last year. Tell me all about your college adventures so I can live vicariously through you. Will do, Virginia says. Take care of Grabby for us. If we have any questions on blue magic, we're going to need him. I do believe your blue magic is just fine, Hieronymous replies. But, as always, I'm ready to postpone my noble duties if you ever have need of me. He's joking, I say quickly. Sort of. We will, of course, help out however we can. I know, Jacob replies, and you're always free to call on me or my parents if you ever need help with anything too. Likewise, Minnie adds, we've all been through so much together. We have to help each other however we can. Speaking of, Hieronymous lets his voice trail off. Jacob, Virginia, do you mind waiting in the lobby? Tori and I need to discuss something with Minnie in private. Virginia's eyebrows shoot up in surprise as she glances between Minnie and Hieronymous. Okay, sure. Yeah, that's fine. She shoots me a bewildered look, and I return it as she and Jacob head out the door. We all wait until the door has finally shut behind them before Minnie drops her gaze. What's this about? I ask nervously. Is everything okay? I do believe that Minnie has an apology to make, Hieronymous says sternly. Potsdam filled me in on her extracurricular activities last summer, and I have to say that I am both surprised and disappointed. What? I ask blankly. Last summer? What do you mean? Ellen's expulsion is my fault, Tori, Minnie begins quietly. I'm the one that gave her the scrying orb. I'm the one who encouraged her to contact Musette. What? I demand. You're the one who gave it to her? Why would you do that? Because I needed to get in contact with Musette, Minnie explains. Unfortunately, I was so busy with my classwork that I didn't think of my plan until that summer. I approached Ellen about it, and she was all for it, but she told me that you and Daniel had already sent Musette's spirit to the other world. Plan? I asked blankly. What plan? I wanted to use Musette as an example of how Potsdam was abusing Wildseed's students, Minnie explains. True, Musette was messing with magic and technology, but she had special circumstances due to her heart condition. Maybe someone could make a case for Musette's expulsion, but it might prompt them to look into Potsdam's other expulsions, some of which are harder to explain. She sees the look on my face and is quick to continue. I'm so sorry I didn't tell you this sooner, Tori. We wanted to keep you out of it because we didn't want you to tell Hieronymous. You have to understand that no Wildseeds can testify against Potsdam because all of them have their memories wiped, so no one remembers what happened to them. Musette remembered. At least partially. I shake my head. So you just gave Ellen the scrying orb and walked away? What did you do? Ellen was worried that Potsdam was going to find out what we were doing, she explains. So she started creating her own tape recorder of everything that happened, starting with the time she met Musette. You see, Musette didn't record her actual expulsion, so she wouldn't have been able to provide more details on Potsdam's wrongdoing. But if Ellen could get that all on tape... What are you saying? I demand. Are you saying Ellen wanted to be expelled so she would end up exactly like Musette? Minnie nods. She wanted to be with Musette. Forever. I just gaped at her. I knew that Ellen had grown to care about Musette, but to actually want to throw her life away so that she would become a spirit just like Musette was unfathomable to me. Anyway, we realized that we couldn't record her actual expulsion either because what would happen to the tape recorder? But we needed to get as close as we could. You were supposed to go into the other world with her, Tori. We figured that you wouldn't be expelled since you were married to Professor Grabiner, and Ellen could safely give the tape recorder to you after we had gotten more information straight from Musette. We tried recording what she said to us through the scrying orb, but none of it was picked up. Ellen never said anything about a tape recorder to me, I explained. She kept insisting that I come with her, but she never said anything about it. Because Potsdam was probably watching, Minnie reminds me, and then she would know. We had to make absolutely sure that she wouldn't know. But the tape recorder wouldn't have worked in the other world, I insist. It's technology. Technology and magic don't mix. Ellen said she came up with a way to spell it so that it would work, Minnie offers. I don't know if she got a chance to test if it really did work, but I know she was determined to try. But my voice trails off. Whatever happened to the tape recorder then? Did Potsdam find it? After Ellen was expelled, I cloaked myself and managed to pull it out of her pocket when she was being escorted off campus. Minnie explains. I kept it hidden in my room, but I could tell by the way Potsdam was watching me that she always suspected that I was up to something. I think she may have seen me take something out of Ellen's pocket, even though I was cloaked. I always kept it on me to make sure she would never find it, but I left it in my room when we went to Virginia's wedding. When we went into the other world, though, Potsdam went through my room and found it. She destroyed it. That's the real reason why she wanted to expel us. She thought that Virginia and Jacob were in on it too, but they weren't. It was just me. I stare at her. So Potsdam destroyed the tape recorder? So Ellen is gone then? She's really gone? I'm so sorry, Tori, Minnie says, and tears brim in her eyes. You don't understand. Ellen wanted me to wait until graduation before I shared it with everyone. I had been waiting until after I graduated to share their story because I wanted to make sure Potsdam couldn't expel me. But then we went to rescue Hieronymous and everything just... Her voice trails off and I just stare at her. Why didn't you let me in on it? Because you would have told Hieronymous and he would have stopped us. Minnie shakes her head. I am so sorry, Tori. I am really sorry. It's not me you should be apologizing to, I tell her. It's Ellen. She never would have come up with that idea on her own, and now we'll never be able to see her again. I know, Minnie admits. I know there is nothing I can do to bring her back. We thought we were doing the right thing. You were doing the right thing for you, I say coldly. You were doing the right thing to further your career. If you had unveiled Potsdam's transgressions to the magical world, it would have been your big break into political law. I didn't mean for Ellen. Minnie's voice trails off, and I just shake my head in disgust. Jacob and Virginia are probably waiting for you, I say after a moment. You shouldn't keep them waiting. Have you told them about this yet? Minnie stays silent as she shakes her head. Well, good then, I say at length. You can tell them on your trip back home. And if you see Donald, you should tell him too. He deserves to know the truth, and it's not fair to put Virginia in that position. I know, Minnie says. I will. She hesitates, as if waiting for me to say something more, but I don't say anything. Neither does Hieronymous. Slowly, Minnie turns towards the door and walks out, shutting it quietly behind her. As soon as she's gone, I can't help but whirl around to face Hieronymous. How long did you know about this? Only when Potsdam told me the day before last, Hieronymous replies immediately. If I had known sooner, I would have addressed it immediately. I just shake my head angrily. And you were always so eager for me to be friends with Minnie. You just loved how ambitious she was. Hieronymous says nothing, seemingly sensing that I have a need to vent. Still, his silence is vexing me more than anything else right now, as I start to pace the length of the room. What else did Potsdam tell you? I demand. What other secrets are you keeping from me now? No secrets, Hieronymous insists. She said a lot of things to try to mess with my head, and I don't want to repeat them now. I am not exactly sure why neither of us can remember what Jason said, but... What did he say when you asked him about it? I ask. He says that we just talked about what was going to happen to Potsdam, he replies. He said that maybe something went wrong when we tried to teleport back to the quad, given how far we were from our location. You screw up a teleportation spell? I cross my arms over my chest. I don't believe it. You were tired from fighting, sure, and low on mana, but you wouldn't be sloppy knowing you were teleporting both of us. You don't take risks. Not where I'm concerned. Hieronymous shrugs. I don't know. I don't have any alternative theories, but it does sound plausible. He pauses. Potsdam is dead, though, Tori. He did not want to say as much to your friends, but yes, they did take her life in the gym that night. She was too dangerous to be kept alive any longer. Okay, I say with a sigh. Hieronymous watches me closely, and I let out a long breath and rub at my temples. Here, come here, he says gently as he wraps his arms around me, and I let him embrace me. You were right, Tori. Potsdam is gone. My father is gone. We don't have to worry about them any longer. I know I should feel bad that they died, but honestly, I just feel relieved, I admit. They were awful people who did awful things and used others for their own ends. Maybe they had some redeeming qualities, but I don't want to dwell on those. And you don't have to, Hieronymous replies as he steps away from me. But right now, we should be heading back to Ravine Cottage to take care of your friend. Melodia will meet us there shortly. I can't help but grin. And are you two going to act civilly around each other this time? If she is able to assist your friend, then I will consider calling a truce, he offers, and I can't help but grin at him as I take his hand. Come on, I say. Let's go help Becky.